How police capture Colorado's smartest killer.
This is the mother of 43-year-old Crystal Krug. In a few seconds...
Damn, 40? A mother of somebody who's 40? Wow, she does not look that old though. Wow.
She's going to find Crystal's lifeless body inside this very garage.
Oh.
I need to stay out, please.
Oh. She looks like 50
this
to me.
is Daniel Krug, the man who killed her. He's heading in for another normal workday, just minutes after leaving his wife's lifeless body hidden in the garage of their own home.
Holy
Holy.
For the last 4 months, this man has been engineering the most calculated homicide plot Colorado has ever seen, creating
Where's Colorado again?
fake identities, manipulating Crystal's children, and setting up the perfect scapegoat to take the blame. He believes his plan is bulletproof, that police will spend weeks chasing a ghost and eventually arrest someone else for the murder he committed. And despite nearly perfect detective work, his plan works exactly the way he intended.
My husband said there was a dude who's been stalking her and threatened to kidnap her. Oh my God, this can't be.
Wow. Lying just like that immediately. Wow.
True. I was the person who attacked her.
Wow.
Still, how's her Henry?
Yeah, nice to meet
Very good to
you.
meet you.
Guys, get a divorce isn't that hard, is it?
Talk to the detective, I kind of have an idea what's going on.
Yes.
This is Crystal Krug, months
Oh,
before
money.
her murder.
How
She
can you get
lives
money
here
from
with
being
her
somebody
husband,
died?
Daniel Krug, and their 3 children. Both Crystal and her husband are well educated
Life
and seem to have
insurance.
built a comfortable life together with their kids. But behind closed doors, something dark is happening that will destroy this beautiful family. All because Crystal's been dealing with a stalker obsessed with her, sending her constant threats and claiming to watch her every move. This officer is here to check her car for GPS trackers or anything that could explain how this stalker keeps finding her. In reality, the stalker is much closer than anyone could have imagined.
You can see like it's a little bit dirty, so I can see blood marks. But,
That's crazy, dude.
but like my street looks like this all the time. There's no one out there. Like I know the normal cars.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he's following from. I
Okay.
can only assume a tracker.
Nothing jumps out at me.
I know, me either. I'm hoping it's just meant to mess with me.
The officer continues searching the vehicle top to bottom, but finds nothing suspicious. So before leaving, he offers Crystal a few safety recommendations and reassures her that they'll keep looking into her case.
Yeah, shit, dude. What can the police do right now? The guy is barely even fucking searching, by the way. He didn't even, like, put his, like, knees on the ground. If there's a tracker in the vehicle, it's gonna be under where you have to bend your fucking knees. He's barely checking.
No, me either. I'm hoping it's just meant to
What, he's just gonna see it, like,
The
immediately?
officer continues searching the vehicle top to bottom,
What?
but finds nothing suspicious. So before leaving, he offers Crystal a few safety recommendations and reassures her that they'll keep looking into her case. Not long in the course of the
Guys,
investigation...
I'm confused. Why do people marry people who literally they don't even like? Like they would make jokes of like, oh yeah, my wife. Yeah, I hate my fucking wife. You know how they are. I don't get it. Why bother? Why weren't you just single then? Why did you choose to like even marry her then? Oh yeah, my husband. Oh my god, don't get me started with my husband. Like why? I hate my bitch. What? Yeah, what happened? People change? If people change, then why don't you get a divorce? It's not even that hard in America to get a divorce. America bullshit. This is like all over the world, brother. Bad like relationships happen all over. Sunk cost fallacy.
Broomfield police receive another call, this time from Crystal's husband, Daniel, reporting a break.
Some people just get horny and think that they fall in love when horny feeling goes away. GG's. But How the fuck are they not in a relationship long enough before the GG's moment? There's no shot.
Again at his home, an officer is dispatched to check things out. Unknowingly, this encounter
Society expectation of having to be married at a certain age, otherwise you failed at life. Is that a thing? Or is that a boomer thing? Because I've never really felt that way. Oh, but my mom, like, genuinely goes like, Denise, I want grandkids. And I'm like, Mom, I'm focused. I'm sorry, D, but I'm locked in. And then like my mom would be like, hi. And then she would like sigh and be like, but nobody, like, Isabel doesn't want kids. I don't know what my other brother is a doctor and he's like, no, I can't have kids. I'm too locked into work. And my other brother like isn't in a relationship or stuff. So like my mom is looking at me now and she's like, come on, don't, oh, look at the kid. Look, like she would show me like kid videos and be like, look, isn't it so cute? And I'll be like, ew. Ew. And then my mom was like,
will be the start of one of the most calculated murders the United States has ever seen.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah,
the bloodline ends here. It's not my fault, dude. I'm sorry, bro, but like my parents raised me to be very work ethic-y. Very work ethic-y. No boyfriend until you're 40 years old. Like whatever. So, and I genuinely, like, sorry, but I'm dead ass a very work ethic kind of person. I feel like having a kid would genuinely affect my, you know, livelihood that I'm not ready for. And I don't know when I'm going to be ready for that to be a completely different, like, vibe. You know what I mean? And, yeah, I like streaming for 12 hours sometimes when I feel like it.
I'm Officer Chauncey.
I'm Dan.
Nice to meet you.
Johnson, nice to meet you. So, as I pulled in,
guys, I wouldn't have won against E-Rob if I had a kid, to be honest, because I wouldn't have locked in and spent the whole night studying. You know what I mean? Or spent the morning being late on stream to study type shit. Having alt streams of just GeoGuessr only.
Saw someone run out, jump over my gate, and take off that way.
Got it.
I didn't think to call you until my wife got home recently, and we realized the spare key that we keep in the garage isn't there.
Okay.
According to Daniel, the only thing that's gone is their spare house key.
I don't like how he's talking. It's giving me the ick.
If someone stole that, it means they aren't done and might have plans to come back at some point. The officer advises Daniel to change their locks immediately, while police look into who this intruder might be. What no one realizes tonight is that this is no random incident. It's the opening move in a plan that's been forming for months. And this break-in is just...
As an 18-year-old that had their parents married for 16 years and divorced, and me being the age of 11 at the time, divorces in America are fucking shit. Yeah, but would you have rather spend more time with your parents being together when they're fucking arguing the entire day? I understand that, like, having divorced parents is super hard. Super fucking hard. But, like, I understand, like, having, like, two sets of, like, places and the complication of everything. But, like, I genuinely think being surrounded by arguments, screams, or et cetera, is not healthy. I would rather see adults like be adults and understand that like things went different and choices of what they want in life are quite different now, and so that they could continue their lives but in a happier way, but still understand that they've made choices in life where they still want to take care of you. You know what I mean? But I know it's harder than that, right? It's super harder than that.
Step 1.
Your parents hating each other and being in the same house is awful. Yeah, the tension is crazy.
9 days after Daniel reports the break-in, his wife Crystal wakes up to another uneasy morning. For weeks now, she's been receiving strange, anonymous messages and a growing sense that someone out there has an eye on her. Until now, none of it had a name attached, but a faceless...
How the fuck did he have the time for this, FYI? Does he not have a fucking job? How much time does he have in his spare time to be doing all this, stalking her and everything?
Presence kept getting closer, but today, that changes. As Crystal gets the kids ready for school, makes her morning coffee, and heads out for work, her phone buzzes. She glances at the screen and sees a name she hasn't thought about in more than 20 years. Jack Anthony Holland, a man she dated briefly as a teenager. The message is short, crude, completely out of nowhere. Hi, Crystal. It's Anthony. Hope it's okay I looked you up. I go to Boulder every few weeks and thought we could hook up. You game?
Oh, brother, this guy would not have messaged her like that. Are we dead ass?
At first, she didn't think much of
Well,
it.
what are you
the
talking
two last
about?
spoke years ago, and even then, he was harmless. So she ignores it and moves on. But the next day,
You
everything
game, brother. You're old as fuck. They're like 30, 40s. Brother.
changes. Are you there? You should say yes when I offer pity. Whatever. I saw your pics. You got fat. You should yourself. Saw you at the dentist today. Your license plate expired. Gotta fix that.
Oh, hell no.
Suddenly, Crystal's fear becomes reality, and she begins living with the terrifying possibility that she's being watched. And now, she's certain Anthony is the one who's been harassing her for weeks. She becomes hypervigilant, installs cameras around the home, dash cams in her car, and starts carrying a concealed handgun everywhere she goes. By late October, Crystal's barely sleeping. She keeps a spreadsheet of her stalker log, documenting every message she gets. Then, almost a month later,
Is the police not gonna do anything? I'm confused.
a new email from Anthony confirms her worst fears. This your husband? Drives like slow old lady. He needs to drive safe.
Oh, wow. Taking a picture of yourself so that it doesn't look like it's you when literally, how would you not notice being pictured like this? Like, what?
The email comes with an attached photo showing her
Brother,
husband.
it looks like he put the fucking camera just right there. Are we kidding?
Daniel at his workplace. Now the stalker isn't just targeting Crystal. He's coming after her family. Crystal realizes she can't handle this alone, so she hires a private investigator.
It's easy to say how obvious it is when, in hindsight, right? Because we were watching a video about Colorado's smartest killer. You know, yeah, I was about to say, like,
to track down Anthony's addresses and digital history. Then, on Halloween night, she calls the police.
So, how can I help you tonight? What's going on?
I wish they portrayed this video very slowly. You know what I mean? I wish they would, like, let us follow through what she was going through. Like, truly see how, like, ominous this guy is. Genuinely, you know what I mean? I would have loved to see it in her eyes, being so clueless and stuff.
Yeah, so I have an ex from a very long time ago who has occasionally found me on social media, and it's never been an issue until this month. So this month, I have received numerous text messages, and then today I got an email that is very threatening, and it escalated to the point that he took a recent picture of my husband.
I wonder what the actual genuine guy is doing right now while this is happening.
At his work location, so the stalking is getting a little too aggressive at this point in time.
Okay.
So my last contact with this individual was 5 years ago, where I told him I was happily married. I had no interest in what he kept contacting me. He kind of blew things up and then blocked me. I blocked him, haven't heard from him since.
After explaining everything to the officer, she documents each detail and forwards the case to the department's investigative unit. Within hours, the file lands on the desk of Detective Andrew Martinez, a seasoned investigator who's worked some of Broomfield's toughest cases, including abductions and violent crimes. Martinez schedules a formal meeting with Crystal for the following week, hoping to get a clearer picture of what exactly is happening and who this Anthony really is. When she sits down with Martinez, the situation has already escalated far beyond what Crystal first reported.
So, I mean, like, he saw, like, full pictures of my family, of my kids. Like, I locked down my profile real fast after this, because it was pretty alarming, right? Where he's like, we're meant to be together, and my family loves that we're talking. And I'm like, whoa, you think that we're, like, in a relationship? So I shut it down real hard. I said, this is really creepy for me. You need to stop. And he got, like, real emotional, and then blocked me. I'm like, good. And I blocked him, and I'm like, and then I shut down Facebook entirely. The one development that I have, I did get the full-blown report from the PI.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It's a very hard watch for sure.
There are tons of phone numbers associated with him. There are tons of addresses. He moves everywhere and between like 3 different states.
As Crystal walks the detective through her evidence, 2 details immediately stand out. First, her stalker isn't just texting her from random numbers. He's using multiple phone lines and different digital identities, finding ways to reach her even after she changes her information. Whoever this is, they're persistent, resourceful, and frighteningly determined. Second, her ex-boyfriend, Anthony Holland, is tied to several addresses and multiple phone numbers. Whether it's instability or an attempt to stay off the grid, it convinces Martinez that Crystal is dealing with someone who either doesn't want to be found or someone who's planning something far worse. With all of this in mind, Martinez wraps the interview with Crystal and begins the digital side of the investigation.
Holy
he sends warnings
shit.
to service providers, requesting phone records, email logs, and account information to track down the stalker. Unfortunately for Martinez, these companies will make a mistake that will soon prove deadly. While waiting for the digital evidence to come back, Martinez decides to follow up on something else. The garage break-in Daniel reported back in September when a stranger supposedly stole their spare house key. He brings Daniel in for a formal interview, wanting to know whether he's noticed anyone following him, but instead of clarifying things, Martinez is about to learn something far more unsettling about the Krug household, where the detective is about to learn something troubling about the couple's marriage.
And I guess at what point did she tell you that he recontacted her this last time?
It was either November 1st or November 2nd. It was after she had gotten a picture of me at work that she brought me up to speed on that.
Gotcha, okay.
She did immediately tell him about the fact that her ex out of fucking nowhere just like messaged her. Wow, I would have like told my partner immediately. I was like, what the fuck? Look at this DM that I just got. I've been like, yo, isn't this so odd?
And the first contact that he initially made with her was back on October 2nd. I guess why that month gap, do you think, before she told you?
I'm sure she has mentioned to you that she and I are going through a rough patch, kind of on the rocks.
No, she did not, because maybe she is too focused on the fact that she has a fucking stalker. Like, hello?
So probably didn't seem that pressing until it was.
Sure. And she didn't mention that to me, that you guys were having a rough time currently. Are you guys in the process of separating, getting divorced, or working through things?
To be determined. My brother Matthew is a cop, so I have a retractable asp steel baton.
Yeah.
As I said, not right now, but otherwise, it's on me all the time.
Why would he bring that up?
I sleep with it next to me. I've bought some additional security cameras for the house. So what am I doing? I'm panicking, and I'm doing a shit job of protecting my wife. So I'm not doing good.
Yeah, I can see that. So, with that being, I know that Christelle, we put her car on a lift on Tuesday afternoon to see if there's any sort of GPS tracking or anything like that.
She told me.
We couldn't find anything on the car. If Anthony is watching you guys, it's going to be in person from a distance or nearby or however. So that poses an interesting issue in of itself.
What does crocodile
From
tears
Daniel's
mean?
reactions, it's clear the stalking is taking a toll on him, too. His wife is terrified, his family feels haunted, and he's struggling to understand how any of this is happening.
Crocodile?
Detective Martinez wraps up the interview, but something Daniel said lingers in the back of his mind. He revealed that he didn't know about the stalking for almost a month, not until Crystal finally showed him the email with the photo taken outside his workplace. So Martinez decides to look deeper into the family dynamic, and what he finds is concerning. He learns that the couple have been going through a rough patch recently. Nothing hostile or dangerous, but they were trying to work things out, doing what they believed was best for their kids and holding their family together the best they could. With how much the stalker seems to know about their lives, Martinez briefly wonders if someone inside the home might be manipulating the situation, and for a moment, He even considers the possibility that Daniel might be messing with his wife as some twisted way of trying to fix their marriage. But that idea is quickly dismissed. There is no evidence backing any of it, and all signs still point to Anthony. Not to mention, Crystal herself is fully convinced her ex is behind the stalking campaign.
Well, of course she is. I mean, his name, he said it, it's Anthony, so it's hard. It's a hard thing.
Throughout November, the harassment continues to escalate with more messages and threats. Crystal continues documenting everything and constantly monitors her cameras. By early December, she finally receives a message that gives her the smallest breath of air. Hey, gorgeous. I can't visit you anymore. No more Colorado time. My girlfriend doesn't want us talking without her. She says you'll...
What? Why would he say that? That makes no sense.
Let the cops get me after you get rid of him. For the first time in weeks, Crystal and her family feel a brief sense of relief. It sounds like Anthony is backing off, maybe even leaving the state. But in reality,
can we really not get any hold of the real Anthony Hollard? Like, is there no way of like, hey, no way of seeing where he's at or his family or something? I mean, they went to the same school.
Final move to make them drop their guard before he strikes. The day starts like every other day. Daniel leaves for work while Crystal heads out to drop the kids off at school. During those minutes, someone approaches the front door, tapes over the Ring doorbell camera, and slips inside the house. Minutes later, Crystal drives back home, pulls into the garage, and steps out of the car. She has no idea someone is waiting for her inside, and the moment she closes the car door, he attacks. The stalker strikes Crystal in the head, stabs her, and leaves her bleeding on the floor. After months of plotting, this is the moment he'd been waiting for. Later that morning, Daniel tries calling Crystal from his office, but she doesn't answer.
How? What? Wait, how did he do that? Is it just like a scheduled call? How the fuck did he call her in the office?
Or respond to texts. Hours pass, and there's still no sign of her, so Daniel finally decides to call police.
Springfield Dispatchers meeting.
Hi there. My name is Dan Krug. I don't think this is an emergency.
Wow, dude. If I was the police, I would just think that it's genuinely the random stalker, unless he can like give an outlier or like tell them where they were. He's calm because like he just like knows that he can't get a hold of her. You know what I mean? Just like calling. And, bro, that's insane. The fact that he had to call from the office around the time as well, that's crazy.
But this feels really weird.
Okay.
My wife isn't responding to text messages or phone calls.
Okay.
We've had threats against us. We have both been targeted by a stalker.
Okay.
Threats have been made against my life.
Okay.
And threatening to like kidnap her, which is why I'm
Oh, he's doing this because he didn't want to be the one that finds her.
nervous that she's not answering.
Because in a lot of like murder cases, the person that phones the police or something is actually the person that murdered, usually.
Within minutes of Daniel's call, an officer is dispatched to the Krug residence to check on Crystal. At the same time, Daniel also calls Crystal's mother, asking her to go check on her daughter, sending her straight into the worst moment of her life.
What? He even made
While
his
she makes her
mom
way
go?
there, the
Like
officer reaches the house
her
first.
mom? Holy shit, he's evil.
Hello?
Like, genuinely evil.
I'm their neighbor, and they called me like, can you go see if she'll answer the
Oh, yeah, he sent us as well, so.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't
Just next door? Okay.
All right, well, you got this.
Alrighty, man. Appreciate it.
Actual psychopath.
The house looks quiet, and the officer doesn't notice anything wrong from the outside. But before he clears the call and drives off, something nags at him. So he brings his patrol car a little closer to check the garage, where he's about to uncover a tragic, horrifying
That's so random.
sight.
Why did he just suddenly bring his truck? What made him possess himself to like, cover cop instincts?
Oh.
Oh!
As the officer leans in for a closer look, he spots a body lying on the floor, motionless, with blood smeared across the wall.
Five-head cop. I didn't know that they could do that.
151 sent medical and 110. I need a 4 sentry. I got a female down in the garage.
Oh, man.
Brookfield
Damn!
Police! Brookfield Police! Oh, shit. Holy shit.
The officer steps into the garage to find Crystal with what looks like a severe head injury, so he immediately begins performing CPR, working on her for several moments with no success before opening the garage door to give medics access.
W cop,
But
Jesus
instead of
Christ.
paramedics,
Oh my god, the
someone
mom.
else
No, I
soon
can't.
arrives.
Oh, please. I hope he rots in jail. Holy f.
Hello?
Hello, ma'am. I need you to stay out, please.
Okay.
Tragically, as the garage door is lifted to get medics in, Crystal's mother catches a brief glimpse inside, just long enough to see an officer performing CPR on her daughter. Before she can process what she's seeing, another officer quickly arrives to shield her from this nightmare.
Bro, why would he call the mother? I don't
I need
understand.
you to come over here for a minute, okay? So we can work. I understand. I need you to come on over here, okay?
Okay.
I know. Do me a favor, go and sit inside so we can work on her, okay? So we can try to get her the help, okay? What's your name?
Linda.
Linda?
Yeah.
Okay. My name's Officer Zamora, okay? I'll come out here and I'll give you
Is
some...
it not more suspicious that he literally called every single person instead of just one person? It's like just like a checkup because like, I don't know, just like he's not like answered. But every single person all at once out of fucking nowhere? Like out of fucking nowhere just because she didn't answer?
As soon as I can.
She's okay.
I have no idea just yet, but
Is it not
I know that they're working on her.
suspicious?
The officer in there has been working CPR on her, and I think she's doing okay,
My
okay?
husband called.
He did. He's the one that called us and let us know, okay? Go ahead, take a seat for a minute. I'll be right back here, okay?
I
tag
feel
out,
so
man.
bad for her.
She's got a head wound. I don't know if it's from falling or something else, but probably falling, but I don't know, man. It's a good one. Yep. Husband said there was a stalker threatening to kidnap her, so I don't know. No, she's unresponsive.
He wanted to make sure someone finds him before him, but he was too thorough.
While medics continue working on Crystal inside the garage, an officer stands outside reassuring a distressed woman who's just arrived, unaware that this is...
Even the okay, guys, come on. So he called the police, her mother, the neighbor, plus, like, bro, come on. Is that not, like, crazy?
Crystal's mother. She's shaken and terrified by the horrors she witnessed inside the garage. Linda would later learn that none of this was random, and finding her daughter like this was always part of a twisted plan.
I would have not called my
Back
neighbor,
inside
that's
the
for sure,
garage,
'cause I
medics
wouldn't
keep
know.
working, still trying to revive Crystal, not yet aware of the fatal wound hidden beneath her clothing.
Guys,
Yeah, I
you
guess
see
it's
anything
not
other than
suspicious.
A fall type of wound?
What's that? Gash on the chest.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a stab wound.
Whoa, how did they not notice a stab wound? Wouldn't there be blood everywhere? Or was it just like that clean? What the fuck? How did they not notice?
Damn it.
Yeah, I think I'll get it.
Oh, maybe they thought it was from the head wound?
The dispatch could tell us. The husband called in to check on her. I don't know right now, but dispatch should have it.
So we have a visible stab wound, you guys?
Yes.
Was it not 3667? So I was like in general?
We are asystole. Yep. Asystole. Yep. Jermaine, are you good with this, or do you...
How recent is this trauma? Because if this is
Husband said he couldn't reach her for...
transport.
We don't know if it's within 10 minutes, man.
Okay, then, yeah.
Husband has not been able to reach her by any means for a few hours.
For a few hours.
Stab wound to the chest. Let Henry know that.
Medics work for only a few minutes before realizing there's nothing more they can do. Beside Crystal's body, tucked inside her purse, the officer notices a handgun she never even had time to reach for. With the immediate area secure, officers spread out throughout the house, searching every room for the attacker, but no one is inside. And as officers step outside the home, they start noticing small details that don't line up with an impulsive crime.
Yeah, I don't know the backstory. Husband said there was a dude who's been stalking her and threatened to kidnap her. And Martinez was involved, and Martinez just said, hey, this is a big old... I don't know, dude. I don't know the history on that part. Martinez does, though, and he said he's coming in. So, other than that, we're just kind of securing the scene and waiting for detectives, you know? See what they need. I kicked that, yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. That is very interesting. Almost like dude might have stuck around from this way and...
How was the camera not able to see that? Or was it coming from the left side and then like ducked under it?
You know what, dude? You know what? I don't know. I kicked it and it went pretty easy. So I'm going to say no deadbolt.
No, I know he taped it, but how was he able to go near the camera without being taped
I saw
over?
her, came around, booted it.
Officers quickly confirmed the door was unlocked.
Because I saw it. Oh, maybe it was coming from the left side, right?
Whoever did
He looked
this
at where the blind
clearly
spot
planned
is.
it
Okay.
and came prepared. As police continue searching the scene, more family members begin arriving one by one, each of them unknowingly walking into the worst moment of their lives, while officers prepare to deliver the news no family ever wants to hear.
Revive her? I don't know anything just yet, ma'am. I don't know anything just yet. Are you...
This is her mom.
She's I'm the mom.
Family friend.
Family friend?
Family friend from down the street.
Because we house there.
We asked her to come knock on the door.
Okay. Is her husband almost here?
Is he? Is she gone?
We want to give you guys all the information all together. Okay. We don't want to have to repeat the information over and over for you guys to continue anything, so...
He said he was on. What did we do to her? No. They won't say. They won't say. I'm trying to figure it out.
I really want to see how the husband is gonna be like when he hears the news. I wonder. Do you think? I'm pretty sure he probably like practiced it over and over. Like looked at the mirror. You know what I mean? Like he probably like practiced this for sure.
Who's in charge? Who can we talk to? We'd like to know what happened.
Absolutely. And as soon as someone frees up who can tell you, I'll send them your way, okay?
Our son's on his way.
Is this your daughter, sir, or your daughter-in-law?
That was my daughter.
It's your daughter, and so her brother's on his way.
With Crystal's father and brother now at the scene, the weight of what's happened settles over the family, and it grows heavier by the minute. The only person missing is Crystal's husband, Daniel, the man who feared he wouldn't be able to protect her for weeks. Now he's on his way to find out those fears have come true. As they wait for him, detectives arrive at the scene and begin coordinating their next steps to hunt down whoever did this. Little do they know, the killer they're looking for is still in the area, much closer than they think.
So I pulled my car around to the garage just to see if her car was in the garage. And I immediately saw her at the base of the stairs, blood smear on the wall. And I came around and booted the front door. It turns out it wasn't locked. There's also a piece of masking tape over the ring camera, almost like somebody approached from the side and taped it. And then maybe she opened the door for somebody. First thing I noticed was an obvious head wound. They noticed.
There was this one time I was getting anxiety because nobody was in this house. And then I looked out and I was like, God, I just feel like something's open. I just know it. I opened the front door, completely just open. Wasn't locked or anything. And I was like, yo, and that scared me so fucking bad. Like I actually started having anxiety. I was like, oh my God, what happens if somebody went inside the house and I don't even know that? Like, holy shit, somebody could just be here right fucking now, like waiting for a moment. So I literally locked myself into the living room and didn't go outside until everybody was back home because I was too scared to go to another room.
After tearing the shirt and everything off, she had a good stab wound right there.
So.
Do you remember Zoil's landlord? Oh my god! I am too Filipino for this. I had no idea that it's legal just for a landlord to go inside their house when it's being rented out. Oh my god, yo. A lot of you guys weren't there. I was, holy mother of God. It's not, I don't fucking know. I don't know why Zoil is on, whatever. But I was just like streaming and then like suddenly I saw a like tall ass man open the door and I thought it was Nikita. And then I was like, I looked over and it wasn't Nikita. And it was a tall, older man. And I got so fucking scared seeing a random person just opening the door. And I got so scared that I had a panic attack. Like I started like hyperventilating and I couldn't breathe. And I had to mute on stream because like, oh dude, that scared me so fucking bad. I was like actually like, dude, I'm about to fucking die. Like dude, I actually thought I was gonna die. And then he was like, oh, hello, hi. Dude, and he was like, oh, I'm just gonna look around the house. And I was like, what the, and I didn't understand what was happening. I had no idea what was happening. And like, Zoil was in New York and I was there with Nikita and another person. And I got so fucking scared.
That's what we got. Husband should be here any minute.
Did you wash your hands while you're talking to the tall man? Didn't have time.
Working with
Should've.
Canvassing. I need you to stay here, and Martinez is coming here, so he'll be good. With that, I want you and Martinez to work on this. I'm going to give.
Martinez was working on the stalking report.
That's not right. No, I completely agree. Apparently, Zoil said no, he was not supposed to be here. He didn't say that he did. He didn't say that he would be there that day, and he said that it would be like the next day. So he came in a complete unannounced like date, and I don't know why. Zoil said he was gonna like I don't know do something, but I think he's too lazy and unproblematic, and he doesn't want to do anything. But holy shit, I actually got like I think that's probably the reason I've never been that too scared of people going to the room. I still am even before. But I think ever since then, it like kind of now gave a reason to be a little bit more scared when somebody opens the door. So now, like, I always had that issue, but now I think it like probably made it a lot worse. So like when somebody opens the door, I get like scared as fuck, especially if they, I don't know, just hear the door open and I don't know who it is. It just scares me.
Here's the thing. Well, we got to be careful of. We have to be careful. We don't know.
There is no lock. In this specific
so we need to be sure
place.
That we stay focused on that.
Yep.
As investigators discuss plans to interview Crystal's family and her husband Daniel, he arrives on scene, cutting the conversation short. And right away,
in this room,
he makes
there's
it
no
clear
lock
to everyone
the door.
that he's
Every
nothing
other
more than
room
a
there is.
devastated victim, overwhelmed by what's happened to his wife.
Okay, I need you to stay back, sir. This is my house. I understand. I need you to stay back here. Family's over here. Family's over here.
Oh my god, what? No fucking way!
Fortunately, we don't have a lot of answers for you. But know what you want to do right now.
God, he's so good at acting that I'm starting to question whether they're even right that it's him. Dude, what the fuck? Holy shit! I'll click on your link in a bit. Hold on, just give me 1 second. This is like a serious moment in the video. What?
What could have said? Someone leave me over there?
At this time, officers have no reason to suspect Daniel of anything, so they treat him with care as he goes through this traumatic moment. But beneath that devastation lies a cold, heartless man. Because Daniel
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, his acting is crazy, because like I would have like even his mother didn't act like that. Yeah, but then like you have to realize in his POV, since he had anxiety over calling the cops and everything, so things like started to build up for him, you know what I mean? So like it makes sense for him to be reacting this way.
Exactly what happened inside that garage, and Daniel is the killer himself. Every tear and shaking breath is part of his act. One he will continue selling to police and Crystal's family standing just a few feet away.
Yo!
I didn't protect her. I was the person who attacked her.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up.
No, they're not going to talk to her. They're not going to say, nobody says anything. They're just going to tell her that we don't tell. This is a family matter. We're just going to.
Honestly, if I didn't know, this would probably fool me. Honestly, true. Like the fact that we do know and looking at this, it feels so disgusting.
How to reunification. Let's take care of it. Just make sure that transportation.
As this tragedy unfolds,
I wonder if I didn't know who the killer was and I'm watching this, I wonder how my reaction would have been. You know what I mean? Like, I really wonder.
Crystal's
would I have been like,
Daniel,
poor guy?
trying to
Would I have been
comfort
like,
him, having no idea the man she's holding is the one who murdered her daughter. Unfortunately for officers, the hardest part of the job still isn't over. As the family grieves outside the home, a detective is sent to the school to pick up Crystal's children, who still have no idea what happened to their mother. When the detective finds Crystal's eldest daughter, she's already shaken. She's been watching the live camera feed on her phone and saw enough to know something terrible happened. But what she tells the detective next is what
she knew from her phone like that?
Truly alarms her. Her mother's stalker has been hinting at something far darker recently, and he might have deadly plans for the rest of the family.
Imagine if they find the real Anthony and he's fucking disabled, paralyzed, or some shit.
Phone notified me of
or
my
like he was in
husband's
another
phone
fucking
to the
country.
police at my house and an ambulance, and there was a stretcher. I couldn't bring myself to see who was on the stretcher,
Okay.
so I call my mom and dad. My dad picks up and he's crying.
They're probably about 7 minutes away. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, something happened. Okay. That's why you're here. Okay.
So you know what's going on?
I think
do,
they
but I
couldn't
can't.
find
I'm
the
not
real
gonna tell you,
Anthony
okay?
because of how
Because we're
he
so
has so
actively
many addresses or
investigating
whatever.
What's going on out there? So I don't want to give you wrong information. That's the last thing I want to do. Okay. What has been going on at home?
So this dude has been threatening my mom, stalking her.
I'm so glad that they like blurred her out. I don't want her to just be known as like, oh my god, I want to like never know her identity because I feel bad unless it's her choice because Jesus.
Taking photos of my dad, saying that he's going to kill him.
Who do we know who this person is?
One of her ex. I don't know his name.
Like an ex-boyfriend or?
Oh, legally they have to blur it because
and
she's not of
they
age?
broke
Oh,
up
interesting.
A while ago, they ended it as friends. So this has all come to a really big shock to her. And then so he's been contacting her from different numbers, sending pictures of my dad, saying he's gonna kill them. He hasn't mentioned anything about me and my siblings yet, which is good. He's like, he posted something to a website, trying to recruit guys to like help him with whatever plan he's doing. And then he's like,
How did you guys learn about that?
He's been contacting my mom through all of this. So my mom has contacted the police, and she has like a whole bunch of people on the case. But the thing is, he's making it sound like she's helping him. And,
What? Wait, what?
Learn about that.
He's been contacting my mom through all of this. So my mom has contacted the police, and she has like a whole bunch of people on the case. But the thing is, he's making it sound like she's helping him.
He's making it sound like she's helping him? Who is he? What is she talking about here? I'm confused.
And she's not. And so,
Helping him like try to kill your dad?
Yeah.
Huh? They came out of nowhere.
But like we're afraid that the police are gonna turn on us.
Okay.
And
Wait,
so she's
did
been
I miss
trying to
something?
protect herself.
Oh, it was in the text. I didn't read the text. I thought they would explain the text or some. Oh, my bad. Fuck. Oops.
What Crystal's daughter reveals isn't just alarming, it's sickening. Because this so-called stalker isn't just threatening the family, he's twisting the narrative inside their home. He's making it look like Crystal was secretly working with him to kill Daniel, manipulating the kids into...
I feel like this guy would have got away with it if he didn't add this subplot to his like little story that he's creating now.
Believing their own mother is dangerous while positioning Daniel as the helpless target who needs protection. To the kids,
Like
their
I'm
mother
genuinely
starts
dead
to look
ass.
untrustworthy.
Because this now seems so stupid.
Detectives, Daniel starts to look like a victim, and to the stalker, everything is going exactly according to plan. It's a disturbing, genius level of premeditation, carried out by a man willing to use anyone, even his own children.
Fuck! Where is this real guy? How are they not finding him? I don't understand.
To get the children safely out of the
I thought they have to register where you,
Back at the
like
crime
your
scene,
address or something.
Detectives continue their work. They canvass the neighborhood, speak with neighbors, and begin collecting every CCTV
No, they didn't.
clip they can find to reconstruct the killer's movements. By this point, there's enough evidence tying Crystal's ex-boyfriend Anthony to months of harassment, allowing police to obtain a nationwide arrest warrant for stalking. Departments across the country are notified to be on the lookout for him. Additionally, with a homicide on their hands and a killer on the loose, investigators can escalate the case and issue exigent circumstance warrants to service providers to finally speed up the digital data they've been waiting on. If Martinez
here it
received
is.
those files weeks earlier, things might have been very different. In the meantime, Daniel, along with the rest of the family, is taken to the police station for formal interviews. At this stage, it's standard procedure, and investigators are simply looking to collect statements. But about 2 hours later, when detectives finally sit down with Daniel, his routine interview will begin to take a very different turn.
Ooh, I'm interested in this. Ooh, okay, hold on. Hold the phone. I'm sat. I'm listening.
So, your home security system, you access that through your personal phone?
Google Nest.
It's Google Nest, okay?
This fixing me.
Okay.
Just push a home.
Okay. So I have your permission to operate this phone and get what we need?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many different cameras do you have?
4. Doorbell. Side of the house. Driveway. Back door.
Wait, genuine question. What happens to the kids now that, like, their mom is gone and their dad is gone as well? Like, is it just, other family members? Oh.
How long have you had it?
Doorbell, a couple years. The others, all since September. Wait, we had an intruder. I called the police. He came when we had a garage intruder.
Wait. Let me get this straight. Some guy stole the spare keys from a while ago and they never changed locks? No shot.
A month after Daniel reported the garage intruder back in September is when the stalking first began. And by then, the couple had already installed...
You installed security cameras everywhere, but not... new locks?
multiple cameras around the house, plus their Ring doorbell. But even with all that security, and after police confirmed they had no GPS trackers on their cars, the stalker still found a way to follow them, sending Crystal a photo of Daniel walking into work.
They never mentioned that they did new locks for the house as well. They only mentioned the cameras. What?
And texting her about seeing her at the dentist. So as the detective scrolls through the surveillance footage to understand the timeline, he notices something strange that catches Daniel off guard.
Oh.
So when do your cameras go off? Do you ever have them set to turn off?
24/7.
Okay.
They don't turn off. If you lose internet or in the app, you can turn them off.
And who has the ability to turn off the cameras? Who has the ability to go in the app and turn these off?
Christine, me, and God,
Oh my god! Oh my my god. Dude. Holy shit.
It's alright. It's alright, Dan.
Home shows all 4.
Oh, perfect.
Home. I can settings.
Okay.
Oh, just us.
Just yes, okay.
The detective's question here isn't by chance. It's prompted by something peculiar he noticed on the surveillance app.
Oh.
All of the home's cameras shut off at 8:15 a.m.
God.
And they stay off until 10:15 a.m. Only the camera pointed outside the garage remains active during that entire 2-hour window.
Wait, so what was the point of taping the camera?
This instantly narrows the murder time frame to those 2 hours.
How did he? There's no way this guy was planning for this. Okay. From watching these videos, I'm really glad that the killers are always stupid. Okay, like don't get me wrong. I'm glad that every single like video that we've watched, they're never that smart ever. They're never that smart. They think that they're smart and they can like outsmart the police or something, but they never do, and they're very much dumb. But how dumb can you be to do this? I don't understand. For somebody who was like literally like thinking for this for like 3 months or so, or even longer, doing this whole X story bullshit or whatever, and he's just gonna turn off the cameras? What? Yeah, because a smart one get away with it. Right, yeah, true.
Just then, Martinez finally arrives at the interview room. He's the lead detective who's been handling Crystal's stalking case for months, and now that case has become something far worse. He sits down with her
We do get away with it. What do you mean we?
devastated husband, feeling the weight of the loss they both couldn't prevent. They didn't save Crystal, they couldn't protect her, and now they're here, mourning her loss, trying to piece together what happened.
Don't bring me into this! Don't bring me no. Don't bring me into this! Oh my god! This guy is actually pouring fucking acting bullshit. Like, yo, shut up. Shut up!
It's not your fault. I'm sorry I didn't answer. I actually wasn't in today.
As Daniel breaks down, something catches Martinez's attention. Daniel is crying, but there are no tears.
He couldn't even fake it.
The detective finds it strange and more than a little concerning. Wanting to probe deeper, Martinez asks for a moment alone with Daniel to see what's really going on beneath the surface. And the moment he starts asking questions, things get heated, fast.
I know you said that you don't think that there was somebody else. She said. Okay. Why do you keep asking? I'm just trying to put everything together to kind of get a bigger picture, because you said she's been acting kind of weird lately and, you know, being very secretive and withholding of information for you. So I'm just trying to understand, I guess, so we can backtrack what she's been doing this past month.
Yeah,
Martinez's question here is telling of what he's thinking. He's not ruling out Daniel as a possible suspect. After all, the couple were going through a separation period, and this is meant to probe whether jealousy or something else could have played a role in Crystal's death. Sensing the tension in Daniel's response, the detective decides not to press any further. But as they step out for a quick break, Daniel says something that makes it obvious he struck a nerve.
Oh.
I've seen enough movies. It's always the husband. I get it.
After detectives collect the initial information from Daniel, his children finally arrive at the police department. They
Absolute
still don't know
fucking
what
idiot.
happened to their mother, only that something is very, very wrong. Daniel is notified of their arrival and given a choice. Should he be the one to tell them, or leave it to officers and Crystal's family? Instead of letting someone else deliver the news, Daniel insists on telling them himself. A decision that appears compassionate on the surface, but underneath, it's a way for him to control the narrative and shape how his children see him even in a moment of tragedy.
I can't
Following
deal with this.
Investigators sit down with Crystal's family to begin their interviews, and this is where things start to take a concerning turn. Up until now, the case seems straightforward. Crystal has a stalker, her ex-boyfriend Anthony. That stalker killed her. Find Anthony, and you find Crystal's killer. But once detectives start speaking to Crystal's parents, brother, and sister-in-law, things become far more complicated. And what they learn next will force them to reconsider everything they think they know about Crystal, her marriage, and even her stalker.
So your understanding, I guess, of it's the ex-husband who's been kind of...
It's not my husband, it's an ex-boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend.
From when she was 18 years old.
Okay, gotcha. Can you think of any, I guess, recent, has he reached out to you? Have you seen any...
No, he's never contacted me. I know yesterday she told me that he had messaged her again 2 days ago or so. Let her know that he was ready to come back, and so she can go ahead and off her husband now.
Debbie, how did you get away with it? Because I've never done it.
Make it look a little like she was in on this whole deal with killing her husband, I guess.
Do you think there's anything doesn't feel right, doesn't seem right, something that, I don't know, you just feel like might be important to our investigation?
I don't know, I know that Christine was very concerned and worried about this guy, and I just always felt like it was like there was something weird about it, but I can't put my finger on it. I feel like she had said that it was like this Anthony guy, that it seemed very different than past behavior in him.
I can hear your crocodile tears. Oh, shut up!
He was never sexual in the past, and that these were very hypersexual things.
Ooh.
And so I think even at one point she was questioning whether it was actually him.
I don't know if you necessarily know anything more about that, but they also just kind of mentioned you guys are kind of close, and just see if maybe some sort of insight on that at all.
Insight on their marriage?
Or just, was there issues going on? Were they having problems? Was there, kind of anything that was kind of...
Yeah, notice how the family is objective. Because if you truly loved her, you'll go straight to the point. You want this killer to be found. You want to see... you want to bring your loved one to justice. You know what I mean? Immediate. You want justice immediate. Okay, what's your questions? I'll tell you everything I need ASAP. Time is ticking.
She had shared with me that they had separated.
Okay.
But we're still living together a year ago.
I feel like once you feel like you need to look irrational, you'll look irrational because you think that people who are emotional are irrational, but you don't understand it. People who are grieving is I don't know how to explain it, but grieving is a very specific feeling that sometimes if something else is happening, it will pause, But when things are quiet and you just start thinking, it goes to your mind.
And I had asked her over text, if she had, if she believed that it was Anthony, but she didn't believe.
But yeah, it's very different for everybody, for sure.
But Anthony, she was fully convinced that it was
grieving.
Okay.
Grieving.
My mom has always been suspicious, and I just don't know where that comes from.
Okay.
Can you elaborate on that? Suspicious?
What do you mean by that? What?
How or?
My mom?
Yeah.
Suspicious. I don't know, because she. It's the difficulty finding Anthony. Why is it so hard to find Anthony? Why can't there, cell phone records or IP stuff? So my mom had that frustration, and so I think her mind starts to wander towards conspiracy type things, right? Of oh, maybe it's the husband or
Conspiracies are always... You know what? I have a conspiracy theory. That the flat land believers or the flat earth believers are only there to make conspiracy theories look stupid. To make other conspiracy look stupid.
Maybe it's Dan and...
Am I wrong?
I don't see it there just because... I don't know. Dan just seems so incapable of doing something like that to me.
Why do you say that?
I don't know, I talked to him, and him and I just hung out and talked for 2 hours. And he was very concerned about getting his family together and talking about being vigilant but not paranoid.
I'm not. Don't call me a globetrotter.
Even though Crystal's brother Lars sounds skeptical of his mother's suspicions, she isn't exactly wrong, as, on the surface, it makes no sense that Anthony couldn't be tracked down for months.
Yeah, how can you, like, not believe the mom in her, like, ideas of that? That's honestly, like, in this day of age, you can't see where this, like, call is coming from the police itself as well? Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Lars would also go on to explain that Crystal and Daniel saw their marriage very differently. Crystal wanted out, Daniel didn't, and the family seemed to view their relationship as dysfunctional but not violent.
What is this? Famous murder cases. Famous murder cases often involve notorious serial killers. Yeah, you just sent me the Google thing. Jack the Ripper, O.J. Simpson, the Zodiac Killer, classics. I wasn't even alive. I was born in 1999. Are we dead ass? Oh my, explain. I wasn't alive. Bro.
But listening to these statements, one thing becomes very clear. Every family member felt that something about the stalker was off. There was a shared intuition they couldn't quite articulate. And when detectives sit down with Crystal's mother...
Everybody, hold.
She makes that suspicion very clear.
I know you said, and I kind of learned on seeing that she was married, had 3 children.
Her life was hell when she left months and last year. Her husband and her were not in good terms.
A wife dies while the husband and wife were not in good terms. Yes, Mom, say more.
He was in complete denial. She'd tell me how he was.
Did she ever give you insight on what kind of led her to feel like her marriage was over, or?
Dad is explosive, but I've never seen him, hurt her. He would hurt the kids, but some people think the corporal punishment is okay with kids. What? But he would hurt the kids. She was worried about that. I don't want to say it's a dad. But she told me he was in denial, but she told him his marriage was over, but she would stay until graduated. I have this.
Yes, Mom. Yes, Mom. Keep speaking.
Just a gut I can't shake with him.
What's that feeling telling you?
I can't shake this question. Is he the one that's been doing this with Anthony?
Needless to say, hinting that Daniel might somehow be involved with the stalker is an alarming accusation, and it makes things even more complicated for the detectives. At this point, the family itself is split. Crystal's brother Lars completely dismisses the idea that Daniel could be involved, calling it nothing more than a conspiracy. But others felt that there was something off about Anthony, and the entire—
No. You wouldn't get it. You're a man. Listen to the women.
Their stalking agenda. With all statements collected, detectives wrap the family interviews and regroup to make sense of everything they've gathered. By combining everything—
I think that sometimes as like guys, like real talk, I think for like men and women, men very much focus on very different things. Women as well focus on very different things of like when they're talking to somebody. You know what I mean? We're socially very different on the way that we want to— yeah, it's very like normal. It's very normal. The way that— you cannot deny that women and men are very different. That's it.
They've learned, detectives land on a clearer picture of where the investigation
and what we perceive and what we're supposed to notice and what we're
raised enough concern.
Whatever. It's very
different. There was enough tension in the marriage that detectives decide they can't rule out Daniel yet, and he officially becomes a potential suspect. But even with—
for me personally, yeah, I can't tell you anything because I think that I wouldn't be a good person to use for any study because I'm just staring at the floor.
Daniel now on the radar, Anthony remains as the obvious prime suspect in Crystal's homicide. His threats and weeks-long stalking campaign still place him at the center of the investigation. With that in mind, detectives know their next move. It's time to find Anthony. At around 3 p.m. that afternoon, police finally get their first real break in months. After digging through everything they have on Anthony Holland, investigators...
How are they not finding? Where is it that hard? Like, brother, what? What's happening?
And on a possible address in Utah. Because they can't reach him themselves, Broomfield detectives coordinate with Utah County Sheriff's Office, sharing his name, photo, and the address where he's believed to be staying. Up until now, Anthony has only existed as a name in emails and threats. A distant figure who no one
What happens if Anthony just never existed?
has actually seen. So when officers finally get a hit on his location, it becomes the first real chance to confront the man they've been hunting for months.
I'm going to ask you a couple of names to see if you recognize any names. Okay. Have you ever heard of the name?
Oh my god, bro, I feel so bad for him. Look at this dude. He's just trying to like celebrate Christmas. It's October, he's already getting his Christmas fucking like show on. Bro. He's just trying to play some video games on the fucking Xbox. Bro.
Crystal Krug. She may have been Grimsrod when you knew her.
Yeah.
And do you know a Daniel Krug?
No.
No? How do you know Crystal?
She was an ex-girlfriend.
She's an ex-girlfriend? How long's the ex? Like how long ago?
1999.
Oh, so like a...
God! Historical! Jesus, that's like the year I was born. Jesus!
Like a long one.
Oh, wait, I should not have said historical. That's actually quite recent. That's actually quite like, God, it's not even that long ago, actually. That's not even, I wouldn't even say that's like, I would say that's actually quite young, like, on how far that was. Yo, I mean, it's quite recent.
She was my very first girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Yeah. When's the last time you talked to Crystal? Has it been a minute?
It's been a minute, yeah.
Like since you moved from Durango?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had any contact with anybody in that area since? Anybody, or have they contacted you at any time?
No.
I'm going to give you a phone number. And it's to a sergeant with the Broomfield Police Department.
That's a lethal drama. They get 1 year. Okay, bro.
Yeah. He would like you to reach out and talk to him.
Alright.
Oh my god, dude, look at their house, bro. They even have fucking share Christmas Santa like thingies. Like, bro, come on, leave him alone. He's so jolly. He's just trying to chill out.
They have an incident. I don't know the full details of their incident out there, and so I'll let him talk to you about that aspect.
It's October as well. Isn't it October or November? Because a month passed by, right? So it might be October, might be November. I'm not sure.
Your house. And talk with you. They were debating on, you do have an active warrant out of Broomfield.
As soon as I subbed, I got a 2 minutes at Deme Pain.
Lewis, I guess with 3 months. Oh no, please be something random like stealing. Like a nothing burger bullshit.
The police department. And they were debating on if they were going to have us arrest you or not. They are not going to have us arrest you on it. I'm going to advise you of the fact that you do have a warrant out of Colorado, and you can talk to this sergeant about the details of it, if that makes sense.
Oh, but what is it for? What did he do?
With Anthony, he appears intoxicated and confused.
Brother, he's just trying to drink in after work bullshit. Bro.
After being briefed on the situation, he gives his timeline.
Guys, it's
insisting
Christmas!
He never left Utah and spent the morning with family nowhere near Colorado. Once they collect Anthony's statement, Utah officers leave to begin verifying every part of his story. In the meantime,
an investigation
detectives back
warrant.
in Colorado regroup to reassess the investigation.
Bro, that shit's like so much
Anthony
tier
still
1.
denying involvement.
I'm confused. Why would he point to a random person that will probably have so many alibis and so many people to vouch for him where he was, because you could literally see that he wasn't even outside. You could check his car and everything to look at like his thingy to see whether he did actually go outside of Utah or whatever. There's so many things that could just lock him to a state.
Detective Martinez
Did he really think that he's gonna get away with this? I don't understand it. I can't.
Back to the one angle he hasn't fully explored yet. Crystal's husband, Daniel. Since he never ruled out jealousy or affairs as a possible motive, he decides to dig deeper into Daniel's past. And that's when he stumbles onto something interesting and very unsettling. While searching old reports, Martinez finds a closed but unresolved stalking complaint from years earlier. The victim who filed it is a woman named...
Oh! Oh my god, yo, dude, I'm not gonna lie. There was this one time I defended my friend on Twitter about some bullshit. And then, because like I saw the DMs and everything, and I was like, holy shit, this girl is like lying about the whatever. And then I was like, called it out. I said like, why are you lying? Stuff like that on Twitter and shit. And because like she was like saying stuff that literally didn't even happen. And I'm like, what the that's so weird. And I banned her everywhere because I thought that was really, really weird. And she has history of fucking stalking. And so I was like, ooh, kind of weird, right? So when she was with her boyfriend at the time, she would befriend every single person that he spoke to, he followed, and everybody around him. And then he mains a game, which is CS. So she started like befriending all of the CS people that she could befriend with, started talking shit of him out of his back and everything. And I was like, wow, that's crazy as a content creator to be able to like do, or like in general for somebody to do that, right? But even more so a content creator with like followers, right? And I was like, wow, that's fucking mental. All right, that's crazy. Anyway, so I blocked her everywhere, and I told my friends about it because like we have proof of everything. And so I told my friends about it, and that shit was crazy. And so people started like banning her everywhere because that shit is crazy. To stalk everybody, start to like try to manipulate everybody to like hate the person as well. And she literally classico isolate, classico manipulate, classico reach out to everybody to make it feel like he was scary and he was whatever. Like it's a classic, right? Anyway, I banned her everywhere. Guess what? 4 months later, I shit you not, I was chilling out in one of my mods' offline chat. I was like, I wonder what they're doing. I was just like, hee, been watching them every now and then. And then I saw that she wrote in my mods chat, and I was like, what? And that's a girl that I like blocked everywhere, banned everywhere. And I found out 4 months later that ever since I blocked her, she followed all my mods and VIPs that like streamed and stuff. Waited 3 months of typing in their chats and literally trying to like put her into like the community and stuff. Tried to really integrate. And then once she finally felt like she did integrate, she started talking shit of me, saying like, oh guys, I'm so sorry that Demi banned my emotes, and that she would like even do that. Like, what a psycho, right? Like, try to like manipulate and try to steer the fact that I'm not talking about it. Steer the fact that I banned her emotes because of like whatever. No, like seeing her emotes gives me anxiety. Like, that's not normal behavior. That's not like, oh, hee, I have BPD moment or something like that. No, that's psychotic, okay? That's actually genuinely psychotic. So I banned her emotes, banned her everything, banned her name, banned her, like blocked her everywhere. Don't want to know she exists. Because, like, she creeps me out too much. Which is so fucking fair, right? For me to be fucking creeped out by that. I'm like, that's genuinely psychotic. Anyway, she started, like, talking shit of me in my mods' chat and in some of my VIPs. And then, like, I was like, whoa! And then I looked at her logs and everything. Like, she was there for months. Trying to integrate, trying to, like, talk, trying to like befriend with everybody around, like, and you know how it is as a streamer. Usually when I stream and like my mods stream, a lot of the people who are in my chat would be in my mods chat. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very like integrated community because people who like will fuck with me will fuck with other people in the community type shit, right? So she was trying to make my fucking community, like my integrated community, like hate me, like slowly, but nobody was listening to her, which is so funny. So I found that. And I talked to my mods, told my mods and VIPs what was going on and stuff like that, and told them the backstory of why everything I told them to ban everything. And then they were like, oh! So we started, and that started me to be like, okay, this is the time. This was so far that this was the time that I started talking to other people about her. And like, there was one person that like was like, no, I am not going to ban her because like she's been in my chat. I could not be friends with her anymore. I dropped her as a friend, knowing that you'd rather genuinely have a stalker girl in your chat instead of making me feel comfortable as a friend that we've been talking for years. I decided, no, I actually like, I wanted to forgive her, but be like, in that weird way of like not ever talking kind of thing. But like,
we stopped talking completely after that. That shit was like too much for me. That was like actually like insane. But everybody else banned her, literally, because like that shit was crazy. Like that kind of like stalking behavior is so insane. It's too scary for me. And genuinely. And honestly, if I'm being honest, this is the reason why.
Good call.
I'm sorry. I'm going to say this. This is the reason why I don't really talk to VTubers anymore. They scared the shit out of me. I know I'm a VTuber and I know like, oh, but you're a VTuber dummy. Yo, VTubers scare me. Every single time some crazy shit happens or like some crazy fucking whatever. Oh, this is fucking VTubers, bro. So I stopped talking to VTubers like every single time. I don't talk to VTubers anymore. I'm too scared. They're like genuinely scary. It's because like once you're hidden behind an avatar, you feel like you can do anything for some people. And so that kind of mentality freaks me out. And that freaks me so fucking out. So that's the reason why I've been kind of, if you've noticed in my stream, I've only really talked to like very specific people. I'm just too scared to reach out anymore. That shit is crazy. And I don't like drama. I actually really don't. I don't like I'm not the type of person to be like, you have to pick them or like whatever, but like picking a stalker that has literally like genuine like showcase of stalking behavior and stuff like that, it's just too much for me, especially as like she was also a woman. You would understand how stalking like feels. So like, yeah, no, that shit was crazy. But yeah, no, stalking feels insane. Too risky for me.
Carrie, and as it turns out, she was Daniel's ex-girlfriend. The more
Also, I'm super open about who the person is. Like, I will not forgive that. I will never forgive that. I don't care how many years have gone. I will not forgive that kind of stalking fucking behavior. Jesus Christ.
Martina's reviews, the more disturbing the pattern becomes.
Being like an asshole, okay, I can forgive. Being like a genuinely like, oh my god, yeah, I'm sorry. I was just like a fucking dumb kid. Yeah, I can fucking forgive. There's a lot of things I can forgive. But when it comes to psychotic fucking behavior, where not even in my sanest moments in my life I can't even like fathom to do. I'm sorry. You're on your own.
Report claims she was stalked for weeks.
There's a line and you crossed it way too far.
Multiple people manipulating her through fake identities. Detectives quickly locate Carrie and bring her in for an interview. When they sit down with her, they uncover a story so disturbingly similar to Crystal's, it opens up an entirely new theory.
No, it's not Cinder. I've never really had a conversation with Cinder. It starts with a V.
I think it was,
I don't remember her full username anymore.
Like I said, a couple months I broke up.
I blocked her so hard. I don't remember her full username. I just remember V.
I broke up with him a couple months into my freshman year. He,
yeah, Volpixie. Oh my. Jesus, ban that fucking name. I don't want to see that.
Emotional, I would say, sort of desperation would maybe be a word I would use to describe after the breakup of, please don't do this.
Nah, Mod, ban it. I don't even want to see it.
I don't like the label VTuber anymore. I just want to animate my characters doing fun stuff eventually. A lot of other folks hate being considered was a label from what I think.
She changed her name when the drama happened. That name is another person now. What? She changed her name when that happened? What? Yo, see, this is the yo, you can't tell me that, like, dude, I'm telling you, man. Yo, when you hear a VTuber say, this is a classic. If you're a VTuber watcher, you know. They always say this. Yeah, I love being a VTuber, but, like, I don't really talk to too many VTubers because they're kind of, like, it's too much for me. You'd hear that a lot. I've heard Kenji say that. I heard me say that. I've heard a lot of people say that.
That I can recall. And then I started to get messages from his roommate, and that person's name is Tom, on AOL Instant Messenger. And I know Tom is real because
don't randomly smite somebody by accident.
Tom would sometimes pick up the phone.
But yeah, no, I don't really like sending hate or anything. It's more of like, once I learn something about somebody, I just steer clear. I steer clear completely. I don't want to be near that mess. I don't want to be anywhere, like whatever. I steer clear. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the energy. It's not worth anything. The only thing I like to do is ignore and move on. But yeah, that story was crazy. That, like, when she said stalker female, my heart dropped. It just reminded me of me. It just reminded me of it, and it scared the shit out of me.
Oh my god.
Obsessed man who impersonated multiple people, manipulating her through fake identities. Detectives quickly locate Carrie and bring her in for an interview. When they sit down with her, they uncover a story so disturbingly similar to Crystal's, it opens up an entirely new theory.
Okay.
I think it was, you know, like I said, a couple months I broke up with him a couple months into my freshman year. He, you know, he was pretty emotional, I would say. Sort of desperation would maybe
clock it.
Be a word I would use to describe after the breakup of, please don't do this, kind of, you know, crying, that sort of thing, that I can recall. And then I started to get messages from his roommate, and that person's name is Tom, on AOL Instant Messenger.
AOL! Haven't heard that in a while.
And I know Tom is real because they were roommates. If I called him, Tom would sometimes pick up the phone. They had a joint room and a joint phone. Tom, his role, I would say, was sort of to gain sympathy from me for Dan and continue to encourage me to communicate with Dan. There was perhaps some indication that he was, or was, because of the breakup, just really not doing well. So this, you know, made me keep communication up with Dan. And Tom ended up being Dan, right? So all these people I'm going to tell you about end up being Dan Krug, not Tom. Yeah, even though Tom is a real person, he was not sending me these messages.
Suffice it to say, what Carrie tells...
Oh shit. History checked. Same storyline checked. Yo, she genuinely, unironically dodged death.
Detective sounds all too familiar. Everything she describes echoes the same pattern detectives have been seeing with Crystal, but the parallels don't stop there.
Things I remember is a group of my friends from our dorm had met, I don't even know how.
I'm so lost that we started talking about her private lost to chat. Oh, wait, parasocial. Oh, guys, sorry. Okay, sorry. I might have made you forget what happened in here. So the killer, remember the husband, whatever, has a history of this happening before, and this is the girl that had this happen with the same guy.
Some cadets from the
and she's airing it out.
Force Academy. Sure. And so we all went to, I think we went to
she filed a restraining order against
them. There was a group of us. I must have told Dan about that. And I think it was 2 or 3 days later, I got a message from someone named Nick Clark. And Nick basically said, I'm a cadet at the Air Force Academy. I know you went out with these people, and I want you to know that he came back, or these people came back and said that you slept with him. So now there's this rumor going around the whole academy that you're an easy target kind of thing. And Nick, I think, served the purpose of sabotaging anyone I was meeting if they were associated with the Air Force Academy. Of course, the person that I met and went to the movies with was like, I want nothing to do with you, you weirdo. And so shortly, I don't know, a while after that, I started actually more seriously dating Air Force cadet named Mark Hansen. Then, of course, Nick Clark made a reappearance, and I was getting pretty consistent messages from him. And so he
was a psycho since back in the day. Shit never even changed for him. This makes me... am I crazy to feel like... I think in life, when somebody does you wrong, you don't always have to forgive. You could just move on. Move on from it, literally.
Said, we need to find out who's doing this. And he got me a meeting with the Office of Special Investigations at the Air Force Academy. I sat with them, and they kind of laid the emails out on the table.
Demi, please?
And they said,
I'm gonna keep it a buck. This is my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. I don't think everything needs to be forgiven. I don't like the idea that no. You'll only be free once you've forgiven everything that has done wrong to you. I don't like that. I think you should just mentally move on and realize, things just happen and things are bad and you should just move on. But you don't have to forgive everybody. It's not your job. It's your job to move on from it and to be a better person.
We've had a forensic psychologist, sort of professional, look at all these emails, and it's Dan, is what they said.
Carrie would go on to explain that despite their suspicions, there was never enough evidence tying Daniel back to the messages she received then. Everything had been sent from a public library, and because of that, her accusations remained just that. Suspicion.
Wow, he took the time to go to the library to send these fucking messages in AOL so that they couldn't even find it. Holy shit.
But even without proof, the similarities between the two women's experiences are impossible to ignore. And for the first time, detectives begin considering a fourth possibility they never imagined. What if Daniel has been playing everyone? What if he's been impersonating—
Wait, so let me get this straight. If he didn't do it before, and this was his first thingy, do you think he would have actually gotten away with it? Because, like, it sounds like this is the only thing that made it sound sus, other than the fact that Anthony was genuinely, like, not— Well, actually, no, I don't think so, because Anthony had reliable sources of never leaving Utah, right?
Anthony. What if he's always been the architect behind the entire stalking campaign? Detective Martinez receives the intel from Carrie's interview, and with that, Daniel officially becomes an equal prime suspect alongside Anthony. At this point, the only thing that can give them a definitive answer is the digital evidence. So while they wait for that, Martinez receives something he can work with immediately: the full set of surveillance footage collected from the neighborhood and Daniel's workplace. Investigators sit down and begin reconstructing the full picture.
Only now? Sorry, but hasn't it been months late? Or did he construct this video to be very, like, convoluted or something? Because, like, I'm not very sure when this is happening anymore. Is this months over it's been months over the murder? Is it only happening now? Why would they only be watching this now?
What happened before Crystal was killed?
It's been like
Shortly
fucking months later.
Before 8 a.m., Crystal arrives home after dropping off the kids.
It takes time?
She pulls into the
I feel
garage,
like the surveillance is like one of the first things
closes
that
the
you
door,
watch.
and everything looks normal. Minutes later, at 8:15 a.m., the entire security system goes offline. Every camera—
You overpaused? I overpaused and mine's to feel like forever. Dude, I'm just saying, dude.
Except the outside garage camera is taken down for the next 2 hours. At 8:25 a.m., that lone camera records something deeply concerning. Daniel leaves the house to go to work later than he normally does, and shortly after the time medical examiners believe Crystal was killed.
What? What? Did we just ignore that since the beginning? What? Why was this not talked about like a month ago? Oh, f*** off.
Workplace footage shows Daniel moving through the building around 9 a.m., greeting co-workers and appearing completely normal, as if nothing had happened at home. And when investigators check footage from surrounding houses, they find no one approaching the property all morning. Everything about the timeline makes Daniel look more suspicious by the minute. With all these new developments, detectives bring Daniel back in for another interview. He walks in expecting routine procedural follow-ups, completely unaware of how much has changed since the last time he sat in this room. This is when Daniel's months-long, carefully crafted plan begins to crumble. This time, Detective Martinez walks in.
Is he still acting like this? Months later, he's still acting like this? Holy mother of God, sit up!
With a completely different energy than before. He's no longer feeling Daniel out. He's here with one clear objective: confront him with what's been uncovered and see if his version of events finally breaks.
Alright. How you feeling right now? Just kind of about everything. No. Everything hurts. I feel like
Has it not been months later? Oh, shut up!
I have two different voices going through my head right now. I have
Guys, I don't know if this is the smartest. If this is the smartest killer of Colorado, then holy mother of God!
my brother Matthew. Yeah, I've mentioned him.
Thank God. Isn't that a good thing? If this is the smartest killer in Colorado, thank God.
He's the sheriff's lieutenant. And I have his voice saying, talk to the police. And in typical cop fashion, he married a prosecutor.
I don't like him. God, I don't like him.
So I have Lynn's voice in my head going, get a fucking lawyer. I just want this to be done. I just don't want it.
Right away, Daniel doesn't open the interview casually. He opens it with a calculated trick. By hinting at getting a lawyer, he's warning detectives, push too hard, and this interview is over. That's clever, but Martinez has a counterplan. Instead of confronting him, he'll pivot the conversation to his relationship with Crystal, making it feel like safer ground to get Daniel comfortable and talking. But if Daniel had any motive to take Crystal out of the picture,
The manipulator
this
gets manipulative.
is where it would
A
surface.
manipulated.
Well, I'm sure, especially you guys are trying to work together to be safe, keep your family safe, keep your... As dysfunctional as it is, you still both have the common goal of keeping it safe, right?
I had her as a partner to protect the family, but it didn't feel like a partner who valued me. And I told her at that point, I told her I didn't want to die for someone who didn't care about me anymore.
That's really hard.
I was hurt
What a
when I said that.
fucking bitch.
And what I wanted was her to say she cared about me. She did.
Although Daniel is being honest about what was going on in their marriage, to detectives, moments like this only add to their suspicions. Resentment, rejection, a failing marriage, these are all things that, in the wrong circumstances, can turn into a motive. And this is exactly where the interview takes a sharp turn. What Daniel doesn't know yet is that since his last interview, detectives received something they kept secret for this exact moment. One of the tech companies finally responded to their urgent warrants and provided some of the digital...
Oh, that's why it takes so long. Okay, I see. Yeah, warrants. Oh, man. The legal processes of requesting stuff. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
data they needed. And as it turns out, the emails the stalker had been sending, the messages that terrorized Crystal for weeks, were coming from somewhere much closer to home.
One of the things that we really started looking into today in effort to find Anthony is the Gmail. So some of that information that we've been able to receive today is a little bit concerning, I guess.
The Gmail account, the Kickman account that you guys initially received with the photo of you in it, and the phone number, those originated through their IP addresses at your office.
Okay, what do you say about that?
Well, he took the photo of me at my office.
Both of those accounts originated from IP addresses that list back to your office.
There are Wi-Fi access
Oh my
throughout
god.
the facility for employees. And there's
Nah, if it's Wi-Fi, if it's like actual IP address, it's over. There's no shot.
public Wi-Fi access throughout the entire facility.
Right now, we're working with the director to get all of the IP information to see what devices were using that specific address during that time. Because I guess the biggest concern is just the timing of everything, that it just doesn't quite...
Guys, you saying VPN? Yo, don't listen to those ads that saying that VPN actually hides your fucking IP. It does not.
Makes sense to have somebody create an account, take a photo, and then immediately send it off, and then the account is no longer being used.
VPN should only be used because, like, oh my god, dude, this fucking movie is only available in this fucking country and I'm not there. Let me use VPN real quick so I can, like, watch this. Literally. That should literally just be it.
None of this makes any sense.
Daniel looks thrown off, unsure where Martinez is going with this. The emails tied to the stalker connect back to Daniel's workplace, a detail he clearly didn't expect detectives to know. He seems nervous, but still cooperative. So detectives decide it's time to push further, because they have something else they withheld from Daniel until now. During the investigation into Anthony's alibi, officers in Utah forwarded something small but important. A time-stamped shopping receipt placing Anthony in Utah that morning, miles away from Colorado.
It does hide your IP. It redirects. No. It bounces you.
At the time Crystal was killed, Martinez and his partner decide it's the perfect time to see how Daniel reacts when they push him directly and force him to confront the possibility that he might be the stalker.
Also, let's add on top of that the fact that there's, as far as we know right now, there's no physical way that Kickman could have been involved in this based on where he's at right now. So, you know, the mystery continues, and
I'd ask the husband.
Wait, am I actually spreading misinformation? Am I not saying it right about VPN? Am I wrong? Please let me know. Am I actually wrong? I feel like that's like the easiest way to like explain it though. Like I'm not gonna like go into the most like in-depth like like explanations about VPNs. It just like that's it. Like, does it make it harder for your IP to be tracked? Yeah, sure. But if you're asking the provider of the thingy, yeah, no, you're cooked. Sorry, buddy, but the VPN is not gonna like save you from that.
Things are certainly pointing in one direction right now.
well, and you've given us reason. Here's the other thing, Daniel, is I sympathize with the fact that you're in an extremely frustrating situation. I know you want to be a part of your kids' lives, but you can also sense that's why we're asking all these questions about infidelity and everything else. Is there some other mystery man that we don't know about?
I have been faithful.
Okay, the bare minimum. The fuck.
Period. You know Anthony has reached out to her in the past. Number of times. She's very open.
God, I hate when people like say like I'm faithful as if like it's like a wow, really? You are? Congratulations. Brother, this is the bare fucking minimum. Dead ass.
Right. The last time was 2016-ish. He had
Is the bar is the bar that low?
If she wanted to have sex. If there's any bit of question about infidelity, whether it's with Anthony or anybody else, we might create an account to see if Christine's actually interested in Anthony. So we ask her, push the bounds a little bit, and see if that will confirm our suspicions of infidelity. You don't get the response and the openness you once did for about 28 days, from October 2nd to October 31st, to amp it up a little bit. Send a photo of yourself to her, an account you created.
I get the narrative together, but it alleges that I would do this to my children.
Right. You're not even saying that I would never do this to my wife. I would never do this to my kids.
But I think
he couldn't even say I would never hurt my wife. He couldn't even lie about that.
ultimately what happened today would bring you the closest to your children that you've probably ever been in your mind.
I'm very close to my children.
You're afraid to lose time with them if you get the divorce.
Clearly, detectives managed to perfectly articulate Daniel's reality, one he may not have even fully admitted to himself. He is a man so terrified of losing his children, so desperate to stay in control of his family, that he would do anything if he felt it slipping away, even if it meant murder. The detective's brutal honesty leaves Daniel speechless. He doesn't argue or deny it. He just sits there in quiet resignation, wearing the look of someone who's realizing everyone can see straight through his lies.
If you were watching these facts unfold in front of you in a movie,
oh my god, bruh.
What would you say happened?
Literally.
Someone else
that was able to turn off the cameras, that was able to use your IP address from your work to create accounts to send.
Don't even bother calling the lawyers, bro. Please, like, bro, don't even waste
photos to act as a stalking suspect.
I don't know. I'm not the one who does this. I'm analytical at work.
You know what I'm surprised about? I'm surprised they didn't call the lawyer when they said something about like him being caught about the IP address. If it was that far in, if I was in this situation, should have been like, sorry. Can't say anything. I need my lawyer. Yo.
Read and write fiction at home. I don't do crime drama. I don't know what any of this is.
Kickman is 6.5 hour drive. And then in fact he was contacted in his house severely intoxicated. There's no way he could have made that drive.
All this time that you've been looking for him, for the protection order, and you just found him today, like that.
I hate the way he talks. God. I hate the way he fucking talks. It's annoying me. God.
We've been chasing the wrong dog.
It sounds like you're accused.
We have a lot of information that points your direction, and we were hoping that you could provide explanation other than it wasn't me.
I don't have a narrative or a story that I can offer.
We've been chasing the wrong dog. Oh.
Because I thought we were on the same side.
What would you think, or what would you say if we told you that other people you talk to that are close to your wife expressed that she had maybe told them that she suspected you of having...
She said that right to my face, that she wanted to know if it was me. I told her no.
But I think there's more to the story. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't, it's not adding up. I'd like to know what happened this morning. I'd like to know
me too.
What caused you to get so upset to hurt your wife, because I believe that's what happened.
Well, I want to know what happened to her.
We haven't been there
Shut up.
to know.
Shut up.
There's only one person in this room that can tell us.
I think you got confirmation or found out that she had a boyfriend this morning, or something happened that pissed you off, and you did something that you regret now because you can't go back.
I've answered all of your questions that I can. You have your theory. Please find the right one. You're done.
As calm as he's been this entire interview, Daniel finally decides he's had enough and drops the act. His story has crumbled. Detectives see straight through his lies, and he knows it. With nothing left to cling to, Daniel quietly asks for an attorney, and the
Should have asked this way earlier, bucko. Too late.
interview comes to an end. Even though he continues insisting he's innocent, there's one detail Daniel admits on his own. One no one even knew about until now.
What?
Crystal herself confronted him about being the stalker. Hearing that from Daniel's
Oh my god.
own mouth hits Martinez hard, because to him, that sounds like the kind of confrontation that could have pushed everything over the edge. But without hard proof, detectives can't yet say Daniel is truly responsible.
She
so with the
suspected
interview
him.
over,
Holy fuck.
Daniel is processed for physical evidence and escorted out of the police station. But before he leaves, he turns back and tells detectives one final thing.
I won't be decided who did this.
Just drop the act, buddy. Oh my god. I hope you go to jail and get fucking beat up. In game.
Because I don't.
Who says that? Who the fuck says that? Huh? Eh? Hey guys, I want you to find whoever it is because I know it is in me. Shut the fuck up, dude. Drunken Panda, thank you so much, Prime. Like, brother.
You don't believe that?
Fuck no!
Fine. Just don't stop looking elsewhere.
Dude! Why are you talking as if you're in a Batman movie? Oh my god, what are these fucking lines? Bro, you are not him! You are, what is this? What is this? Shut the fuck up! Yo, this guy needs to shut up! Nobody has ever told this man to shut up.
Okay. Find the fucker who did this. Are you married? With kids? Divorced? Red line yet? I don't care if you capture him. I just want the fucker.
Who the fuck says that?
He took my children's mother.
Is he talking to himself? Is this like a self-admission kind of thing? Like he's talking to himself and he's like, hate loathing himself for doing what he did?
Dean, he said he didn't do crime drama. Chill out, it's his first time.
Ah, first time for everything. I see.
Over the next 2 days, the case becomes the department's top priority. Every available officer is working on it, and this is when the investigation finally begins to break wide open. Officers in Utah finally finish verifying.
Damn, Walmarts are that huge? Holy fuck. Wow.
Anthony's alibi. They find surveillance footage showing him in Utah at the time of Crystal's murder, and there are no travel records or license plate pings placing him anywhere near Colorado. Then, the last of the digital evidence arrives, and this time, it's overwhelming. The
December.
burner phones used to send the threatening messages to Crystal were purchased with a Visa gift card registered under Daniel Krug's name. And cell tower records show those burner phones were always in the same location as Daniel's personal phone, meaning he was carrying both devices
Oh, brother.
at the same time. And then comes the final blow. Detectives uncovered Daniel's Google searches from the night before the murder. How hard would you have to hit someone in the head to make them unconscious?
Yo, are we dead ass?
When is a head injury a cause for concern? Piece by piece, the picture comes together. There's no Anthony, there's no mysterious stalker. It's always been just Daniel. Detectives now understand exactly what happened. Daniel created the entire stalking persona in a twisted attempt to regain control of his failing marriage. And when Crystal began to suspect the truth, Daniel killed her to cover it up. On December 16th, an arrest warrant is issued for Daniel Krug. Officers are dispatched immediately, finding him on his way to his daughter's dance performance. As patrol units close in, Daniel's movements strike them as suspicious. He appears to be heading back towards his car, and officers believe he may be trying to get away.
Get this. This is a detective. Go. On the island. Just get right. All right, we're coming up in front. Just get up and bump back. No, fuck. Go. Just go.
Christmas is cancelled. Fucking
show your hands! Show your hands! Hands on your face! Hands on your face! Hands on your face!
Under up.
Daniel Krug is taken into custody without incident. In the weeks that follow, police finish their work. The digital forensic evidence, the surveillance timeline, the phone data, all of it leads back to the same person.
This poor guy just wanted to fucking drink before Christmas, bro. Like, genuinely. This poor guy just wanted to, like, be intoxicated before Christmas, have a fucking drink, and had to answer to so many police questions. Dude, brother. Yo, leave him alone!
Investigators become certain that Daniel Krug acted alone. He created a fake stalker, framed an ex-boyfriend, manipulated his wife, his children, and law enforcement.
To God, that's how the video ends? Is it that? Holy shit. GG's on that. I need to check the comments on this. Why they keep putting Anthony's clueless face in this video? Poor guy's just chilling. Like, on God, bro. Anthony does not deserve this. He doesn't even deserve having this photo in this fucking video. Paint this guy as a genius only to find out he Googled how to murder my wife. Yeah. Guys, come on! Is this a clickbait? Smartest killer turns off his camera that only him and his wife can turn off. This idiot really didn't think about the possibility of Anthony having an alibi. Yeah, exactly! Like, I don't understand. He didn't just kill her, he traumatized her for months before he did it. Yeah, that's so fucked.